everyone, and welcome back to Weekend Bytes with me, your host Manya. Hope you all are doing well. Today we have with us the very talented model and actress. Please welcome Ishika Singh and know all about her journey with me. Hi Ishika, how are you today?
Hello, thanks for that beautiful introduction. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So please give us a little introduction about yourself to our audience.
I've worked in Telugu industry, Telugu films. I've worked in Telugu films, couple of films, around 10 films I have done. But out of all the films, 2 films did really well, and people recognized me with 2 roles. And apart from that, I've done ad films, short films, modeling. I've also done films in different languages like Oriya, Marathi, Kannada, short films and documentaries. So as of now, I'm enjoying my motherhood. I've taken a break. We all have different phases of life, so I'm enjoying this phase of life.
Okay, so we'll come to that piece later. First, let's talk about the different kinds of languages that you've done the films in. Is language a barrier for you? Because I believe you were born in a Rajput family and have been living in Hyderabad all your life, I suppose. So how did you get into the Telugu film industry and like the different kinds of languages that you've performed in? How do you cope up with that?
Yes, I have lived in Hyderabad all my life, and the Telugu industry is based in Hyderabad.
Right.
So after working in 10 films, it will be unfair if I say I don't know Telugu. I understand Telugu, but I'm not good at Telugu. Okay, but when I started, Telugu was just like an alien language for me, like French or Spanish.
Okay.
So language is definitely not a barrier. There are many girls who are doing good, who are learning the language in the process of working. So initially when I started working, it was very tough for me. But there are people in the industry who are going to help you out. You know, your assistant directors, your directors are very helpful to you, where they explain you each and every sentence, each and every word. So initially you do have to put a lot of efforts in it, and then afterwards it's just like you go on a roll.
Right.
So I've worked in Kannada, I've worked in Tamil, I've worked in Telugu, I've worked in Oriya without knowing the language. So once you understand the gist of it, and you will pick it up. It's very easy. So initially I had to write it down in English, Oriya in English, and then do the lip syncing. So initially it will take effort, but once you pick the technique, it's very easy. So language is definitely not a barrier to anyone.
Mm-hmm. But which would you say was the easiest for you to learn and catch up to out of all the languages that you've performed in or have learned?
For everything I had to put equal effort, but Telugu, because I have done a lot of work in Telugu compared to Tamil or compared to any other language, Oriya or something. In Telugu, I have done a lot of work. So it was over a period of time, it became easy. But one thing I'll tell you, you have to give your 1000% in this. It is not as easy as it looks. Tomorrow, if some newcomer or my daughter or anybody who will come to me saying that I want to act, so I'm not going to say just you put on makeup and you're a heroine or you're an artist. No, it is not that. You have to put your 1000 into the understanding the script, understanding the language, even if you don't know how to speak. So initially it was tough, and I had no guidance. I had no. So it was very difficult for me. If you have someone who can guide you through, it is easy. Definitely. I'll not say easy. It is doable.
But it just gives you that push that, okay, we have this guidance. Now I can, like guide you in the correct manner. So I think that comparatively becomes easier.
Yeah, because what happens by the time you do something wrong and you realize sometimes will not do. Because you will get one opportunity,
Right?
not necessarily you get an opportunity. So it's that one chance that you have to make it or break it.
So, you've been juggling with so many professions, and like you mentioned, you've worked in the Telugu film industry the most. But where did you start from? Did you start from acting? Did you start from modeling? Where did you start?
I started from an ad film in Tamil with Trisha. It was a Fanta ad.
Okay.
And Hyderabad being here, and there's a Ramoji Film City. So I enrolled myself in an modeling agency, and suddenly overnight they called me and they said you're selected for this ad. So heroine was Trisha.
Okay.
And she was doing this Fanta ad. So it started with ad films. I might have done almost 70 to 80 ads. So in some ads, you will see me doing a small role somewhere sitting and all. And I have done some good ads as well, where I actually did some work. So one ad followed another, one followed another. And believe me, being on the set itself is a work experience. There's nothing like a small role or a big role. So my message to all the newcomers is, if you're getting work, please do take it. Because once you're on the set, the kind of experience you get, no film institute is going to give you that. So from being on the set, I have learned a lot, and I've done a lot of ad films. So first I did ad films, followed by short films, and then proper feature films.
Okay, I think that's great advice, because everywhere you start somewhere, and every experience is an experience, a good experience in itself. You learn. So is that the message that you would like to give everyone who wants to join the industry?
Yes. Definitely, there's nothing like, people say that if I have to be launched, I will be launched by Mani Ratnam or in Yashraj films. Aisa nahi hota, okay? Work is work and learning is learning.
Right.
So I have done a small role in Krish 3, okay? Very small role. But when I saw actors like Priyanka Chopra or I saw Rakesh Roshan, how hard he was working. So when you see such big celebrities, when you see big artists, you will understand how much effort you have to put into a project. So because I have done such small roles as well, I don't feel, some people hide it, but I don't want to hide it. Because I have done such roles, I understand the kind of dedication it requires for a project, and then slowly I got good projects as well.
So tell us about your role in Krish 3. I think a lot of people will be interested in knowing that. How was your experience there?
Our role, which you will find it in the climax, I played a small role of a journalist, but if you see the camera, the bite, it's hardly for 2-3 seconds.
Okay.
2-3 seconds. But for that 2-3 seconds, I had to go to the film city for almost 20 days. That's when I learned how this filmmaking is.
Wow, that's tough, but I think it's also very exciting. It must have been exciting for you.
Yeah, it was exciting to see big stars like Hrithik, Vivek Oberoi, Priyanka Chopra.
Right.
But again, apart from the excitement part of it, if you want to be in this industry, me and my other friend, we were just observing them, how they are working, what kind of dedication they have towards sharp 6 o'clock means it's sharp 6 o'clock. So Rakesh sir was the first one to be on the set, even though he's the director of the film. He was the first one to be on. He was the last one to leave the set.
That's dedication that I think we all need in life, especially not only in this profession. I think every profession requires this. So I think it's great. So let's talk about short films. You started with modeling in short films. How was your experience when you were acting in short films?
It's the short films which taught me acting. Otherwise, feature films would have never happened. So it's the short film taught me patience, which is required in feature films. Otherwise, a girl like me who aur kitna der, jaldi karo and all. Short films which taught me what making is, how an artist is supposed to behave, what is script, how you should learn and interpret the script in your way. So it's a short films which taught me learning and it taught me acting. So I'm glad that I did short films.
All right. Okay. I think that's great. So let's move on to another segment and let's tell us about the kinds of struggles that you faced in the industry. Like you mentioned, language wasn't a barrier, but was there any other, I mean, everybody faces hardships in their journey. What kind of hardships and struggles did you face in your journey?
Definitely, I had a lot of hardships. Not one, there are many hardships. But again, once you're determined that you have to do it, you are here to work. So you just keep that focus and you go ahead. It could be a casting couch incident. It could be people judging you or people thinking that, oh, she's a North Indian. She can't understand our language. She can't portray this character. People forming conclusions. It could be artist rivalry. It could be your two colleagues pulling you down because you don't know the language or because you're not friendly with other co-workers or something like that. There are many issues which I have faced, but it's all in the mind. Once you decide that, yes, I have to do it, you will do it. And above all, I strongly believe there are two things, it's destiny, being at the right time, meeting right people. And if it has to happen, it will happen.
It will happen.
Because things just happened too easy to believe. When it just happened like that, it's too tough for people to believe. Now, when I look back and think, I feel... And as I told you, I did ad films and then I did short films and then feature films happened. So when I look back and see the other girls who were doing modeling with me, the other girls who were doing short films with me, some couldn't make it. Right. Or some could make it couldn't do it as... because my first two films they did really good. They were cult film in Telugu film industry. Hrudaya Karyam, people still talk about it. It became such a big blockbuster, followed by Kobbari Matta. That is also a huge hit in Telugu. So it's not that easy, but I think I've been grateful and I've been blessed to be a part of such two huge projects. So
congratulations on your two films being super hit in the industry.
So there will be difficulties, Manya. It's not like you will never face difficulties or it's a cakewalk. Everybody will. I'll tell my thing. Story could be different.
Definitely.
But just must know how to navigate themselves properly and move ahead.
Mm-hmm. Right. All right. So, was this the profession that you've always wanted to get into, or what was it that you were thinking of pursuing earlier?
This was definitely not on the cards. Otherwise, I would have not studied so much, or I would have started my. I started my journey into films when I was 21.
Okay.
I wanted to be an engineer. I'm from aviation background. Did my engineering, and I'm trying to get into the aviation industry. But as I told you, it's destiny. Things just didn't happen.
Okay.
There was recession, aviation sector and all. Then I had to look for another option. That's when this thing happened. And I got one assignment after another. And every time I was saying to myself and to my colleagues and to my agency people, this is my last ad film. This is my last short film. This is my last feature film. But... yeah, it didn't stop.
Okay, I think that's great. You're doing what you love the most right now. I think that's what matters the most.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Though I never wanted to be in this profession, but I enjoyed every part of Nautanki which I did.
But I'm going to pick one thing that you said earlier. And you said rivalry, right? So have you ever faced that in the industry with another actor or actress? I'm not going to ask who,
Anytime.
but just have you?
Many times it happens, when somebody else, when the artist is very good with the producer or with the director, they try to shorten your length of the role, or they try to throw you out of the role, or many times it happens, I was not tactful enough to understand all those things or to maintain good rapport relationship with people around me. I didn't know all those things initially in the industry, that HR or human relationship, how to balance it carefully. Over a period of time, I understood, like, okay, fine. If your PR has to be good, your PR skills have to be good. You have to show attitude. You have to be friendly at the same time.
Right, definitely. So, you're a mother of a 2-year-old child, am I right?
Yeah.
So have you faced issues handling things at home with the work industry or time management or any issues like that?
Lot of issues. So I don't know how to explain. There's not just one issue when you're raising a child. It's a challenging thing. Everything is new. You just keep Googling it. When will my child talk? When will my walk? And it's just going back to the work, people typecast you. No matter what age you belong to, no matter how good you are, once you're a mother, once you start focusing more on your personal life, people in this industry, they typecast you, and there is nothing wrong because our priorities change now. As I told you, once you're in the profession, you need to give 1000%. So you have to be on time, you have to spend more than 12 hours in a day on a film set, which is very difficult for anyone who's handling home and handling her baby. It's very tough. Right. So people typecast you, and there's nothing wrong. So even though you say that, I want to do this, I want to work like this, it's not going to happen. Once you have a family, once you have a baby, they talk to you with respect, and that's really very good. But again, they don't approach you with good roles.
Okay. So you've taken a break right now from the acting industry.
Yeah.
So when did you plan Sorry?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to hear. A woman becomes a mother, she has been sidelined in the industry. But when a man becomes father, he is not sidelined in the industry.
No, absolutely. Does that bother you a lot about the industry?
It doesn't bother me, but this is an unspoken truth. You have to just accept it. This is how it is.
Acceptance is there, but I'm sure it does bother you to a next level, because when you see your co-actors, if they're just moving.
They have 2 kids, they have 3 kids, their kids are teenagers, still they get macho man to play. But once when the same thing is with the female actress or female artist, things change upside down. Absolutely. So that does bother me. I cannot do that. I cannot do anything. Even though it bothers me, I cannot do anything about it. That's how the system is.
Right. But I'm sure, you've spoken the truth here. I think everybody will be very happy to hear that, because it is the truth. I think everybody should get there. Sorry?
I said you can edit it if you want to.
No, absolutely not. Why? No, not at all. So this is something that does bother you about the industry, but what would you define as your happiest moment that you can ever forget in the industry? Be it
when people come and take selfies. Yeah, people come and take selfies with you. People recognize you. I remember I just finished my first film and I was driving my car. I asked somebody, how to go to so-and-so place, and that person recognized me and he dropped me to hotel the address. So that kind of attention which you get, you totally enjoy it.
Right. Absolutely. I think it's very nice to see that people are recognizing you after you said after your first film itself. So I think that would have been like a confidence boost for you.
Yeah, it was. And I was too and I don't belong to this industry, and luckily people around me also don't belong to the industry. So it never got into my head that arrogance and I'm a star or something like that.
Right.
Things just, I enjoyed every phase of it. Everywhere we used to go, people come and click pictures and all. When you go to a mall, it feels good.
Okay, right. So you've acted in quite a few films, and I'm sure quite a few genres as well. Which would you say you like the most?
Comedy.
Comedy. Okay. But have you acted in, say, thriller or any movie like that?
No, I have the two films which I spoke about in Telugu. They are full comedy.
Okay.
And I actually enjoy the screen as well as off the screen.
Okay.
And the first film which I did, as I told you, then Telugu was a French for me, or some alien language for me.
Right.
It's only when I went to Chennai I realized I acted in a comedy film. Otherwise, I was thinking I did a very serious job and I did some romantic. It's only when I went to theater, when audience laughing, I realized, comedy film. Was that dumb?
What were you thinking in that moment when you realized that, it's a comedy film?
I felt the show was houseful and people were jumping up and down, and I was sitting next to another co-artist. Okay, I told them, people are laughing, is it a comedy? They were like, of course it's a comedy. In what genre you acted? So that also shows my non-involvement in the project. I just felt ashamed of it, but okay, fine.
But you enjoyed yourself in off screen and on screen, so I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come to Bollywood. What's your opinion on Bollywood?
Definitely, it's a very big industry compared to Telugu industry or Tollywood industry. It's a very huge, and for an artist, it's very a good thing to go and work in Bollywood.
So you've
for
worked
any
in
artist.
Trish. So would you want to work more in the Bollywood industry as well?
I wanted to at one point of time, but as I told, I was never that serious about my career. I was happy
Yes.
do things which came to me in my comfort zone in Hyderabad, like Telugu films.
Right.
I have to work in Hollywood. I have to move to Mumbai, and everybody they have their own personal choice. They have their personal things. For me, I always wanted to work in my comfort zone where I belong to. I was not okay to move to Bollywood and start from the and struggle from the start.
Absolutely.
Where I look for a place to live, I have to start building contacts. I was not okay for it, because for me, my life was set in Hyderabad. Here I had my contacts here. I had my agency working for me. I already did some job work here, so a platform was established for me in Hyderabad.
Right.
But for me, every time I thought of working in Bollywood, I had to start from the beginning, for which I was not okay. I thought for me, it was not the right thing.
Okay. But so Telugu industry, what is it that attracts you the most towards that industry?
It's again the technicalities of filmmaking.
Okay.
The seriousness of filmmaking that attracts me a lot.
Okay.
With whomever I have low budget or high budget, or with whoever I have worked, I have seen them totally focused and doing their script work properly and planning. And there's so many crafts which come together to make one beautiful picture on the screen. So being in, definitely the crafts are there in other industries also. But why Telugu industry is so special to me is because I have worked here, and it became a extended family to me.
Okay. I believe you're also dancer. You're also classical dancer. So are you doing anything in that area at the moment?
At the moment, no. But because of my classical dancing, it was easy for me to enact. It was easy for me to dance. It was easy for me to survive in this industry because of my classical dancing.
All right. So where did you learn? Were you did you learn it in school, when you were in school, or after that? Where did you get that interest from?
I've learned my engineering. I've learned from a very renowned and a very talented, super talented guru. My guru is Yamini Reddy. She's a very famous dancer in Kuchipudi.
Okay.
If you know Kuchipudi, everybody will know her. She's a very renowned dancer. Okay. So I've learned from her. I've learned basics from her. And I intend to learn further, but not now. Maybe in future. But because of my classical dance, actually helped me a lot in my career as well as in my personal life.
Okay, all right. So that's kind of like your passion, I would say.
It's a passion. It's a stress buster. It's of meditation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So whenever you feel low, you basically dance. Classical dance is your getaway from things.
Yeah, I do that.
I think everybody has a stress buster, and knowing that what it is for you, it's an achievement in itself, because many people don't know for them what is it, basically.
Yeah, that's right. So the only thing is I close doors and dance.
Yeah.
I don't invite others.
That's great. Lastly, if there was any one thing that you could change about your journey up till now, be it in your personal or professional life, any journey, what would it be and why?
I don't want to change anything. Good, bad, ugly, it is my... I better stay with it. It taught me a lot.
Okay.
And if I'm happy, it's because of things which I've faced in my past. Mm-hmm. And if at all I've learned something from it. So I don't want to repent over it. I don't want to repent a single moment in my life. Having said that, it's not that I've met all good people, or it's not that I've been smiling all my life. No, right. There were very bad moments. There were moments as well. But very happy what I am right now. I don't want to change anything in my life.
That's a very good answer. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here, this is the end of our interview. It was lovely speaking to you, honestly. And thank you so much for taking out the time to be here with WMH today.
The feeling is same, Manya. You're doing a great job. It was nice knowing you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And to everyone else, I will be back next week with another guest. Stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.